Hey you guys, Desmond here,
And Creature.
and welcome back to the channel. And today we are here to discuss RuPaul's Drag Race Season 17, Episode 14. We're almost to the end, honey. We are almost to the end. It just feels like yesterday that we just started the season. But honey, we are at the top. Well, we're at the top 5 again. So, what did you think of this episode overall?
Um, I was confused. There were things that happened that I didn't know was happening. And then there were. I'm not even gonna lie. Like, I sat there and I looked at some things and I was just like, what? Like, I really get the feeling that they gonna try to play in somebody's face.
Oh, we gonna talk about it. But overall, I thought this episode was fine, but the actual challenge, like, I think what really got me was the performance. That little 1 minute number they did. I'm like, I thought they were writing verses.
Nope.
So when I went back and I was getting my screenshots, when RuPaul was talking about writing something, he was talking about writing the little advert they had to do. And I'm sitting there and I'm like, in my brain, I just heard right. It immediately thought it was for the gift shop song. So there has not been a single challenge this season where they've had to write a verse. And don't get me wrong, most of them are corny. Most of them are cringy, silly, but I like them. Okay? It's Drag Race. They're supposed to be silly. They're supposed to be corny. I'm supposed to hear, come on, Mama Ru, give this queen the crown 50 different ways in one song. That's what I want to hear, you know?
Wherefore.
Yeah. So I am a little sad about that. I am. Now, honey, let's go ahead and get into this review. So, we start off after the non-elimination because both Anya and Jules stayed. They come, they sit down, they congratulate the two for their win. They talked about how amazing the lip sync was, and then they congratulated Sam for getting her 3rd challenge win. So, it's the next day in the workroom. The queens come in. You know, at this point, everyone's getting along, everyone's talking, everyone's having a good time. You know, it's the end. At this point, even if I didn't like you, I'll be like, we're so close to the end. You're my best friend. You are my best friend right now. We have one more episode of this, and then I get to go home, okay? So, RuPaul enters the workroom and announces for their final maxi challenge, it's going to be broke down in 3 parts. They have to do a photo shoot / advert for the Flamingo, Las Vegas. They have to sit down for a one-on-one interview with Latrice Royale, which I'm glad they brought somebody else in to do it instead of RuPaul and Michelle. And then they're going to perform the new song Gift Shop, which will be premiering soon on the Drag Race Live stage. And like I said earlier, I really thought they had to write a verse for that Gift Shop song because the song was cute. I'm like, oh, this is cute. And then it ended. I'm like, wait. I was like, wait. Where's the verses? Hold on. Wait. It went to commercial. I'm like, no, come back. Did they forget to edit in the verses? Was there an editing mistake that took place today?
Nope.
No. So, afterwards, and RuPaul said at least one queen will be leaving today. And Jules was the same reaction as me, at least.
At least? What you mean, at least?
What do you mean, at least? RuPaul could have played up on the fact that she said at least later on, and I'll talk about how she could have played up on it. But yeah. So the queens sit down, they start writing their adverts, which, you know, I thought they were writing lyrics. Very wrong. And we get to watch them do their photo shoots. And as always, it's a good time. It is a good time. I'm really enjoying watching them interact with Ru. And like to me, the only person that really struggled through these photos is Lexi. And you can kind of see that in her final product as well. We're going to talk about that when we get to the runway. But I think Jules was my favorite interaction with RuPaul. That just had me cackling through the whole thing. So afterwards, we sit down with Latrice Royale. So up first we had Sam Starr. Her 1-to-1. I wish we could have saw more of who Sam is and not the persona of Sam Starr. Because it was very much in character the whole time. I just wanted a different layer of the onion to be shown.
Right.
Because I felt like there was times to be vulnerable, and I think the only time she really did was when she was talking about her confidence was her greatest asset, or whatever the question was.
Right.
But yeah, I didn't feel much from Sam. I'm like, okay. I did enjoy them singing Jesus is a Biscuit.
Let him stop you up.
Remember that time where that's all I was singing? Honey, because Jesus is a biscuit. So up next is Anya Nerve. And one thing that I really enjoyed learning from her interview is that drag is not a full-time job for her. Well, I imagine it is now. But prior to Drag Race, she was a chef. And I'm like, okay, ma'am. You better come through. But this is where it really irritated me, and then it got repeated on the main stage, where they were kind of like, oh, she was kind of, sheltered. She's not really showing emotion, yada, yada, yada. And I'm like, I see different layers here.
Yeah.
It just, hearing Michelle, I think it was Michelle who stated it, I'm like, oh, are y'all trying to play in this girl's face in 2 weeks?
That's what I said. Because I was confused. I was like, what do you mean? I was like, she done sat here and had a whole breakdown when she saw her dad. Like, she's been the kindest, sweetest one here. She's very open to everybody else.
Yeah, it was just her comments this episode. And part of me feels like I think they gave her these comments so that she wouldn't have a fifth win. Because, they want to go into the finale with a close race, and I get that. But I hope this isn't planting the seeds of, oh, Anya's not going to win.
That part.
I hope this was just, oh, we really can't give her a fifth win. So let's say this. And not, we don't want her to win. Because I need Anya to win. After Saphira last season, I need Anya to win this one.
They will lose Drag Race fans if Anya doesn't win.
I really need Anya to win this season. Like, don't get me wrong, any of the top four, I'm not even going to lie to you. If any other of the top four win, it would be well deserved. Everyone in the top four did a great job this season. But Anya was spectacular.
Yes, exceptional.
She only fell once.
Exactly.
And honestly, it wasn't even a big fall. Oh, she can't put somebody else in drag. But yeah, so we moved on to Susie 2. And this was another one. I'm like, we didn't get no vulnerability from Susie. Like, when she sat there and said her biggest adversary was her uniqueness or something like that, I'm like, girl. Girl. And it just, we'll talk about this more on the main stage, when we do the runways, but to me, I feel like she totally missed what this final challenge was. This final challenge was Vegas.
We feel like she's missed what this whole show has been about, honestly.
I don't think she missed what this whole show is. Because I watched her What You Packin', and like watching that, you get a totally different view of Susie Tooth there. But even prior to that, I was sitting like, she did a great job in this competition. It's just when there is a prompt for her to go out of her norm, she does it her own way, and I like that.
Right.
But this final prompt, this final week. The category was Vegas, honey. and you're giving Broadway.
Uh-huh.
The only time I was okay with what was going on was the runway because, you know, it was opulence outerwear.
Right.
So I'm like, okay, cool. That is fine. But everywhere else in the challenge this week, you kept throwing that in there, and I'm like, honey, that's not what they want this week. Right. Broadway is not Vegas.
Nope.
It's two different things.
It's not even vaudeville.
And honestly, you could have played up your stick. It could have perfectly fit in as a magician.
Yep.
As a cabaret act that you can go see in Vegas. Like, there was so many ways you could have took your character and reworked it to make it fit Vegas. But instead you came in Broadway.
Yep.
And I love the Broadway.
She was just like, I mean, apparently she's never been to Vegas.
Mm-hmm. Neither.
So that's her excuse, but even then, like, at the very least, you know that, like, showgirls are synonymous with Vegas. So you could have done a period correct version of that.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. But yeah, with this interview, it just, it didn't really work for me. Now, Lexi, she had my favorite interview, hands down. Her and Latrice. She almost got me a few times. I'm like, Lexi, stop it. You're not finna get me. You not finna get me. Oh. Especially just talking about the journey that she went through with her transition. I'm like, ma'am, you are not finna get me. You're not finna get me. You better lay low. And then we had Jules Sparkle. Huh? Say what you need to say.
I said, nope. I don't even remember what the heck I just said.
And then we had Jules.
My allergies are acting up.
Mine too. Mine are bad.
Well, because where I went last night, they had cats.
I love cats. But up next, we have Jules Sparkles. Now, I thought she was doing really good until Latrice asked that question. Where do you see yourself in 5 years?
The next 5 years.
And honestly, just seeing her reaction, I don't think she's ever really thought, what's next? It's always, what's now? What can I do right now?
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, working where I work and with previous job experiences that I have, I'm always asked that question. Where do you see yourself 5 years, 10 years, 15 years? And I typically have two answers. I have, if I keep going down the path of the 8 to 5 life that I'm living, I can see myself making this in 5 years, this in 10 years. If I finally get that door open for me to walk up on that person's TV show and go bother people for 100 days this summer, if I get that call, then I have a plan for where I see myself 5, 10, 15 down the years. It's just whichever door opens, okay? I'm going to keep walking down this more corporate, steady life. But, baby, if that door ever opens, all right, hold on. I'm coming. I'm running through. I'm coming. Hold your mule. But, yeah, I appreciated seeing that moment. You know, it did kind of slow down the interview. But, you know, that's a realistic thing for a lot of younger people. They don't look into the future. They don't know what they're going to do 5 to 10 years from now. Because they easily could have edited that to where she never paused at all.
Yep.
So now let's get to this main stage. Up first, we have our hostess with the mostest, the mother of all mothers, RuPaul. What did you think of RuPaul's look this week? And what is your score?
I swear we've seen this one before.
I think we've seen some sort of variation of this, yeah.
It was okay. It gets a C from me. It wasn't my favorite.
I thought overall this was really cute. I love the shimmy. I love the shimmy. I would have chosen a different wig, and of course, as always, it just needs to come down just the taddest a bit. Again, RuPaul called me. I promise you will never walk on that main stage again with your wig in the wrong spot. But yeah, overall, I would give this a B. I liked it. So, this week we are joined by Michelle Visage, the hilarious Ross Matthews, and our extra special guest judge, Tracy Ellis Ross.
Yay!
Oh shit. It runs in my family, particularly on my dad's side. Pretty much every person on that side has it. Even Natalia. That's how she lost all that weight. Because she found out she was diabetic. It got to the point where she has to keep one of those patches on her stomach.
Mm-hmm.
And slowly over the years, she became a twig. Well, not slowly. She lost weight initially quickly. Okay, I think the train is gone. So we're going to go back in 3, 2, and 1. So, I had to pause.
Are you recording this?
Yeah, we're recording now. We are live and in color. Yeah, I had to pause the recording real quick because the train was going, and I thought I unpaused it, and we went through and practically did the whole damn episode. But yeah, it wasn't recording, so now we're back to Tracy Ellis Ross.
Back again.
But yeah,
at least we hope this is where we stop.
I believe this is it, because this is where I had to pause it because of that damn train. But yeah, it was good to see Tracy. Let's go ahead and get to the performance of Gift Shop by RuPaul for RuPaul's Drag Race Live. Up first, we had Sam Starr. She did good. She did fine.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing too crazy. Are you eating something?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Sam did a really good job. What did you think of Sam?
Sam did good. She did all right.
She did good. Overall, we're just going to talk about the performance overall together. I thought Lexi did fine. There was a few moments where she shined, but overall, it was just a good job. Susie.
Yep, the back bend.
Oh, yeah, it was that back bend that got me. I was like, oh, bend it for me. Now, with Susie, we talked about this, during the initial conversation. Oh. But
20 minutes ago.
Yeah. But yeah, Susie just
We're
kind of
talking about how this was her bottom of the barrel drag. She didn't bring Vegas. She brought Broadway.
Yeah. And I kind of felt bad because I know at this point she's limited on what she can put on. But I know if I was going through, and maybe I'm just looking at it through the eyes of seeing multiple queens get to this point, but I'll always make sure there's a fabulous performance garment that is my aesthetic and then that isn't. And if that means I gotta wear it for the commercial and for the performance, then I'll just have to do that. You know what I'm saying? Because she stuck out like a sore thumb. Yeah, she stuck out like a sore thumb, and not in a good way.
Right.
We had Jules, who did a great job. We had Anya, who delivers face. So now, the category is opulence outerwear. So, Roxy St. James, will you please explain, once again, what you would do for the people, please, for opulence outerwear?
I said the little widow's little, 1-2 piece. Mm-hmm. The little widow thing with the long train, the opulent little ostrich feathers with a dressing gown underneath.
And for me, y'all know I'm a big fan of wrestling. And if you remember in the late 80s, early 90s, Shawn Michaels was teaming up with Sherry Montel. She was his manager. And, they wore the elaborate coats and costumes and all that fun stuff. So I would have mixed their two styles together, made sure I had an elaborate coat, chain situation going on. And that's what I would have done. So, opulence outerwear. Up first, we have Jules Sparkles. What did you think of Jules? And did you like her sparkle?
I like the top half. I like the jacket. I didn't like the bottom because it looked like she just had no underwear on. It took me out of it. Like I said previously, I had to watch it twice because I had to figure out, do I really not like it, or or am I just projecting?
Mm-hmm.
And I was just like, nope, didn't like it.
So your score?
So I forgot what I gave it before. I think I gave it I think I gave it a D, but I'm gonna raise it to a C.
I want to say you gave her a D. I want to, but look at you bumping it up to a C.
I'm gonna give her a C.
I'm gonna give her an A for this. I loved every piece of this. I actually liked the oh my gosh, she does it because I remember I watched it twice too. Because I'm like, is that? Yes, there is a skirt going on here. Yes, the what did I call it? The nude illusion is illusioning, okay? And I thought it was great. I would have just chose a bigger, like Diana Ross, like poofy style hair, but you know I'm from Texas. I just want giant hair. So up next is Lexi Love. I really enjoyed the jacket that she's wearing, but none of this screams opulence to me. So because of that, I'm gonna have to give it a C. What did you think of Lexi? And did you love?
I agreed with your C. I like the jacket. I like the jacket and the dress separately, and I wasn't a big fan of the hair.
Oh yeah, I enjoyed the hair. I know you didn't, but I enjoyed it. So up next is Anya Nerve. What did you think of Anya?
Yes, I said I loved this. It gives opulence to me. Yes, it looks like a lot and too much, but isn't that what opulence is? Too much. This gets an A for me.
For me, I feel like there is just a tad bit too much going on here, but I still love what it stands for. I love the look, so I'm gonna give it a B+. Up next is Sam Star. Through Sam Star's runway, come to find out, I have another similarity with RuPaul. I didn't realize that Ru's favorite color was orange. Now, I feel like the garment is more opulent than the cape. And in this case, I feel like the cape should have been more. I know there's the velvet there, but I felt like it could have been brought up to the just a little bit higher level. But this is still great. I give it an A-. What did you think of Sam Star?
I agree with your A-. I love the velvet. Love the color. The only thing I did not particularly care for was heavy makeup and the wig.
Oh yeah, because I said this the first time. But yeah, I think what made her look older was her makeup because it's really dark. She painted dark this week. So I think, I'm like, if she would have, lightened it up a little bit, I think it would have been fine. But I think that's what made her look older. Up next, we have Susie 2. What did you think of Susie? And do you give it a 2?
This is opulent for many, many reasons. The fact that this is vintage, I really appreciate it. I really liked. I like the hat. The hat is probably like my favorite thing besides the coat. I really wish she'd had some sparkly shoes on now. The only thing I didn't really like about this was her makeup.
Yeah.
So
I said this last time, but it looks like she got beat up and she got 2 black eyes, and she's like, "Well, I still gotta walk the runway, honey." So,
right, no concealer, girls.
I just gotta go. I don't have any time.
No time.
But yeah, I agree. I thought this was an amazing look. The makeup takes it out of it for me, so I would have to give it an A. But this was amazing. So, out of all of our amazing looks this week, who had your favorite?
I liked Susie Toots' coat. And you like Jewel Sparkles.
Yeah, that was our favorites. I thought we were going to go through the spill again, but all right. So now we're back to where...
You seem distracted, so...
Yeah. So we're back to where we were when I realized we were paused.
We hadn't
Because there was a lot more, like, we kept that short and sweet, but there was a lot more in detail that we were talking about that only me, her, and God will ever hear.
Yep.
So, up first we have Jules Sparkles. Here is her promo photos for the RuPaul's Drag Race Live, one by herself and one with the guys. And she also had to shoot a small commercial. Overall, I thought Jules did a great job in both the photo shoot and in this ad. That definitely would have caught my attention. If I didn't know anything about the show, I definitely would have been like, you know what? Let me Google that while we're going on our destination to see if I can throw that into the schedule. Yeah. I really enjoyed it. But what did you think of Jules Sparkle's overall performance here?
I liked it. Can't quite remember what she said. I wasn't put off by it. I think I would have looked at it and been like, what the heck? You know what? Let me go see that. So yeah, I definitely would have tried to see it.
Up next,
after I had seen that.
Yeah, up next, we had Lexi Love. So here's her promo by herself and with the guys. Just before we continue onwards, I don't think neither one of these really showcase Lexi. I don't know. It's just, you could tell from the photo shoot and what the final product came to be, there was a disconnect. And I really think it has something to do with the outfit, but, just like I said with Susie, they're at the end of the season. They only have limited clothes left that has not been seen yet.
Right.
But, yeah, honestly, in this situation, I probably would have pulled out something I've already worn. If it screamed Vegas more than something else, I'm like, you know what? They might read me for wearing it again, but they're not going to read me for not wearing something that fit into the theme of the week.
Right.
And her commercial, I agree with Ru. I would probably just walk right past that.
Yeah, that seems like a really bad Cirque du Soleil tribute thing to Lady Gaga that I wouldn't be interested in.
So up next is On Your Nerve. Here's her solo shot, and then here's her shot with the guys. My only thing is, I wish she wasn't wearing black. I didn't think about the background being black for the actual photos, and I'm like, oh, it kind of washes her out. But she still looks fantastic.
Yes.
And her commercial, I think, was my favorite.
It definitely was mine.
Her commercial was definitely my favorite. She did a really good job.
She's got a lot of charisma.
A lot of uniqueness.
And she can pull you in. Yes.
Her name is Nerve.
Yes.
And clearly we've seen the talent. Okay.
Yep.
So up next,
let's get on your nerves so you can see this talent.
Up next, we have Sam Starr. Just like Lexi's, it didn't really click. It didn't scream Vegas. And then in her photo with the guys, the focus is more on the guy doing the handstand than her.
Yeah.
I remember seeing that at the beginning of the episode. If I was her, I'd be like, oh, baby, no, don't do that. It's about me.
Right.
It's about me. Get down. And then her commercial. Actually, I did not mind the commercial. I know they kind of went in on her for it, but I'm like, it was fine. It's just, I felt like she went, she really went into the stick of being a country girl.
Yeah.
And I wish she would have done it more of, oh no, here's this ad, and I can't talk now. All that talking we did, and now I can't talk. I think it took me out my groove, so I'm trying to get back into it. But with this, I feel like if she would have done the ad as herself, because she's a country girl. But I felt like there was points in time where she was trying too hard to be country and really laying thick that country accent instead of just letting it be natural and give more of the experience of the country girl in Vegas instead of a country girl and Vegas.
Yeah.
But I thought it was cute overall. What did you think of
Yeah.
Samantha?
It was okay. I agree with your assessment that it was too much like country girl in Texas, or not in Texas, but in Vegas. I'm so tired. I don't know why. Um, but yeah, it was like crazy. I was just like, oh, what do you, I don't know. It wouldn't have been something that I would have wanted to go to because it seemed kind of out of place.
Mm-hmm. And
So,
then last
yeah.
but definitely not least, we have Suzanne Toot.
Susie Toot.
And for both of her photos, it's just not screaming Vegas.
No, it's giving Fanny.
It's giving Broadway.
Just sit and put a to rain on my parade.
And even her commercial. Like, I was watching the pit stop, and I think it was either Monet or Nymphia Wind who said, "It's the desert in Nevada. Why is there water?"
Right.
And I'm like, it is the desert in Nevada. What is going on here? No. But like we said earlier in the, oh God, was that earlier? I don't know what got cut. But like I said earlier, with how, if I was Susie, how I would have approached this would still be in my aesthetic, but still giving Vegas. Hopefully that made it. So just, put that information here. But yeah, this was a no for me, dog. I know we're not grading this, but this was a no for me, dog.
It wasn't the prompt. It was the wrong location. Just, yeah.
So, after all the critiques, we find out that the winner of this week's challenge is Jules Sparkle, getting her second win. Do you agree?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was between her and Anya for me.
Uh-huh.
And I think I agree with Jules taking the win here. I think I do. And we find out that the bottom two is Susie Toot and Sam Starr. Now, this is where I disagree. I think Lexi should be up there too.
Mm-hmm.
Because RuPaul said at the beginning of the episode, at least one queen is going home this week. So this could have played into it. Is Ru finna send two of them home? Three of them are lip syncing. Is two finna go home? Is he gonna save two, send one home? Like, what's the tea? So I felt like that could have played up on the aspect of, two queens could go home here.
Right.
So I would have had Lexi as a third person up here. And with Sam and Susie, unfortunately, Sam is here. So they lip sync to Love Child by Diana Ross and the Supremes. Now, this is one of my favorite Diana Ross and the Supreme songs.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought it was cute that they pulled it out with Tracy being there. Mm-hmm. But I'm like, they could have pulled out one of Tracy's songs because she's released music.
Right.
Yeah. For those who don't know,
he's even done a movie about releasing music.
And that's the only music was through that movie. It's called The High Note. It came out during COVID, so like nobody went to go see it. It was one of the movies that went directly to digital. I got it. I bought it. I own it. I watch it at least once every 4 or 5 months. I really enjoy the movie. And with them being in gowns, they could have really done the song Love Myself. I think that would have been really fun for them to do. But Love Child by Diana Ross works too. So what did we think of Suzanne versus Samantha?
I think Samantha did a little bit better than Suzanne.
Mm-hmm.
Suzanne she was doing too much. To me, at least, it seemed like she was doing too much.
And see, for me, it was the other way around. I thought I enjoyed what Suzanne was doing. Samantha seemed angry lip syncing, and I'm like, she just had that I'm mad, I can't believe you got me doing this right now type of situation.
I mean, that might have been her attitude. I mean, you forget how cocky she's been all season about the fact that
But
about having to lip sync. Like, she's just indignant. Like, oh my god, I can't believe I'm here.
But I will say, I knew Sam was going to win this lip sync because Suzanne was trying to make it, a little bit more campy, a little bit more funnier. But it's Diana Ross. RuPaul loves Diana Ross. And if you look if you look into the past, any person who tried to do camp to Diana Ross went home. RuPaul don't play about that. The most you could do is give a little Diana-isms, maybe do the little bounce, get the hair going. Yeah, get that shoulder, that's about it. But if you try to throw some full camp up in there, RuPaul don't like that. Not to Diana. Not to his queen. No. So, although I was enjoying it, and I probably would have kept Suzanne, I knew that she was finna go because Samantha was doing more of what RuPaul would want for a Diana Ross lip sync.
More reverence than.
And I will say, by the end, Samantha was really getting it. I'm like, okay, wait a minute, Samantha, wait a minute. Hey, hold up. I'm with you there now. She did end it strong. I'm going to give Samantha that. But yes, RuPaul made her decision and decided to keep Samantha. I thought they both did fine in the lip sync. So, like, either one was good with me. It just really, honestly, if either one of them would have gone or if both of them would have gone, I think it was going to be a gag either way. Because they both did so well in the competition this season. So well. But I guarantee you, Miss Susie too, if she ever decides to do an All-Stars, it's over for y'all. Y'all better hope it's one of those formats where they send each other home. Because if RuPaul's making decisions, she just might make it to the end. Y'all gonna have to bring back lip sync for your legacy and start pulling lipsticks again. Susie! Oh, don't let Lexi be there. Susie can fall on the bottom for it. It could have been Slam. Susie! Get. But Suzanne went backstage, left her message. And now, it's time to ask, Krisha. Are you Team Lexi Love, Team Jules Sparkle, Team Anya Nerve, or Team Sam Star?
I am Team Anya Nerve.
I am Team Anya Nerve, honey. Okay? But like I said earlier, if either one of the four wins, they did a great job. I'm not gonna be too mad. I'm gonna be a little pissed. Because this will be the second season in a row. I'll be like, all right, you playing with me. But, Anya.
Yes, definitely.
But it's really going to come down to the finale. With them having four again, I wonder if they're going to do like the lip sync for the crown, or are they going to have them do like the original songs like they've been doing the past few years? Because if they do lip sync for the crown, Anya might be a little, we might need to worry a little bit. But if they're doing original songs and doing their own performances, she should do good. So we'll have to find out in 2 weeks. Because next week, it is the Lollapalooza, honey. Just like last season, all the eliminated girls will be getting together to do a Lollapalooza. And I'm super excited. There are so many queens I feel like needs a redemption. There's so many queens that need a redemption. I'm going to say that again because a lot of them flopped in lip syncs. So I'm hoping they come in and be like, you know what? Oh, we've had about a year. Because they just shot it like 2 weeks ago. Yeah, the last 2 episodes, they shot them like 2 weeks ago. So like, it's been about a year. I done learned a few tricks. Let me show you what I could do. But yeah, they danced the night away like they didn't crush that girl's dreams. And that is our episode. So, we're Team Anya Nerve. We've said it since like episode 1. Let us know down in the comments whose team you are on. So now, before we go, I must officially mark another name off of your top 3. So, for your top 3 prediction, you had Corey King, Lexi Love, and Suzanne 2. You only have Lexi Love left.
Yep. And
Now,
still have so many regrets.
Now, my top 3 was Anya Nerve, Jewel Sparkle, and Lexi Love. So, as you can see, all 3 of mine made it. So, it looks like I might be getting the win this season. You never know, Lexi could win it. Like I said, I wouldn't be mad if she won it. But yeah, honey, that's all I got. Is there anything else you want to add?
Nope.
Okay, because I didn't want to tell you I accidentally did not press unpause again, so we might have to go back. I'm just playing. I'm playing.
Oh my god.
I'm sorry.
April 1st. It is April 5th. Bruh. I'm so sleepy.
God. Watch both of us perk up once we get done here.
We will, definitely.
But anyway, where can they find you on social media, honey?
You can find me, Christian McGill, that's CRESHAMCGILL on all social media.
And you can find me in the club, pocket full of bud in my mind. But if I'm not there, you can find me on all social media platforms at Simply Desmond. That's SIMPLYDESMOND. Thank you so much for spending a piece of your day with us. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And we'll see you next week. Bye.